Episode 8 of Resident Playlist begins with Sabi in the operation theater. In a flashback, we see her fainting in the hospital. Professor Ryu tells her that she needs surgery to remove a fibroid. While Sabi undergoes the procedure, the residents show concern and support for their friend. Meanwhile, in a break from his usual routine, Do-won drives Ai-yong to the hospital the next day and notices Dr. Ham Dong-ho, the same doctor who had asked Ai-yong out for dinner, calling her. Back at Yi Saotai, the office, Ai-yong and Nam Kyung celebrate a patient's 100th day in the hospital with Professor Seo. We learn that the woman is a high-risk pregnancy patient who has been staying at the hospital for that very reason. Sabi, on the other hand, is bored of being a patient. All she wants is to be healthy again and start working. She does her very best in trying to start working again, mostly resulting in Jae-il avoiding her at all costs. In the high-risk pregnancy ward, Professor Seo and Ai-yong witness the long-term patient helping other high-risk expectant mothers with their challenges. The ward soon comes alive as these women forge a strong bond. Even Ai-yong ends up consulting the woman for general issues other mothers have been facing. Later, Ai-yong meets Ham Do-hong, and they finally decide on a meeting venue and time. Once again, Do-won happens to spot them together. On Nam Kyung's advice, Ai-yong decides to be upfront that she plans to confess that she likes someone else if Do-hong confesses to her. Meanwhile, Jae-il meets with his tutor and first love, who turns out to be Jang Gyo-wol. Upon his return, we find out that Nam Kyung's mother has been admitted to the hospital for surgery. We learn that her parents run a dumpling business and that Nam Kyung often loses her temper with her mother. Elsewhere, Ju-young has decided to try infertility treatment again. She also mentions a specific day she had a nightmare about, though we don't find out more until later. The next day, Sabi continues to want to return to work, but to no avail. While the residents share dumplings sent by Nam Kyung's mother, they reflect on how lucky she is to have her. Ai-yong comments that at least the rest of them have their mothers alive. This moment makes Nam Kyung realize how caring her mother is, and she accompanies her to the operation theater before heading to her own assigned surgery. Shortly after, we learn that the long-term expectant mother has lost her baby. Ai-yong takes the responsibility to explain the situation to her as per protocol and gently encourages her to eat. She tells the woman how her own sister had lost her child in a similar way, and how she had cried more than she ever had in her life in an effort to make the woman feel less alone in her struggle. Elsewhere, Nam Kyung's mother is discharged after being well cared for by her friends and doctors. In a tearful exchange, Nam Kyung asks her not to fall sick again. At dinner with the residents, Do-won finds out that Ai-yong is on her way to meet Do-hong. It turns out that Do-hong hasn't just invited Ai-yong, but also the other doctors who were present during the emergency case involving a foreigner's baby when no experienced doctor was available. This makes Ai-yong feel more at ease, as she had been nervous about the meeting being considered a date. However, on their way back, Do-hong confesses that he likes her, but also tells her he's noticed her crush on Do-won. They resolve the situation on a good note. Afterward, Ai-yong returns to the hospital to retrieve her phone and finds a text from Do-won asking her to call him. They end up waiting together at the bus stop to head home. There, Ai-yong spots a couple and tells Do-won she wants the same kind of relationship. Do-won almost confesses how he's been thinking about her, but in a comedic twist, she doesn't hear him. They sit side by side at the bus stop as the episode ends.